Hi, welcome to another episode of Just Saying With. Today, we're just saying with Henry Ting, the founder and CEO of TTRacing. Hi,
Is that
Henry. Hi. Good
thanks for
afternoon.
having
How are
me?
you?
Great, great, great. It's a great pleasure to be here.
Fantastic. Fantastic to have you. So, Henry, TT Racing. It's not a racing car brand, but it's about gaming chairs. So, maybe a little bit about TT Racing and what y'all are about.
So, TTRacing started as a gaming share company, but right now, after 7 years in the business, we expanded to more than just gaming share. We have the smart desk and also ergo chair in the company right now. So you can sort of call us as the gaming ergonomic company. We build products to cater to users to their comfort for extended period of time.
Well, so I see like you're building a ergonomic gaming ecosystem over here of sorts. So maybe a little bit about yourself and your beginnings or your origin story, if you will. What led to? So you're from Ipoh, Malaysia. Are you still based in Ipoh or?
No, we started off from Ipoh,
Mhm.
but right now most of us have shifted to KL. We have a new
Yeah,
office in KL as well.
that's great. And so, how did it start? How did the idea for TT racing basically begin?
I think it sort of began when I first started my own online e-retail of a gaming peripheral company that we have been selling gaming mouse, like mechanical keyboards and headsets. Right. I think initially it started out as a hobby, but I was a big gamer myself back then, and I always struggled to find really affordable like gaming gears. Back then, I think the gaming gears were like super expensive, and I couldn't afford it. So I began sourcing for gaming peripherals, and then sort of resell it back to the market. Right. So I was doing that for about 3 to 4 years when I was in my university. And then there was gaming chair, which was a really really new product that was unseen in the market. But I was really fascinated by with the idea itself. And I think gaming chair back then was really not common, but then it made a lot of sense because um, nowadays people tend to sit for very very long hours. I think maybe they sit even more. They spend more time sitting than sleeping. So this must be a massive opportunity, and I think that this product would cater to a very very large group of audience. And yeah, that's how TT Racing was first born.
Right, and I like the fact that one thing that I have over here in my notes is that like TT racing is about affordable luxury. Uh, Two words that independently don't naturally go together: affordable and luxury. Typically, you think that something that's luxurious is pricey. So, how does this affordable luxury work? I mean, I love it. I love it. I think everyone does.
Yeah, I think. Well, this is something that we had said, when I first founded the company, right? The company was about creating comfort for a large group of audience, right? And it's not just for like the top 1% of people. We want to make sure that our products are being enjoyed by probably everyone. And that was kind of challenging because like what you mentioned, it doesn't go together, affordable and also luxury. Gaming chair itself, it's is a luxury product, but how do you make it affordable? That is the part that is really really challenging. Um, and and this is what we do every single day. um, we know what our customers would want in a gaming chair, what they would typically use on a day-to-day basis, and what is not necessarily in a particular product. And that itself was really the core of how we built our product. We want to make it really look really good in terms of aesthetics. We want to make it functional, but at the same time, we also want to make sure that that goes beyond just like specs and also the functionality of the product. That this particular product and also our brand is able to connect with our users at a more personal level that fits very, very seamlessly into their homes. And I think that is how we um, made it to affordable luxury.
Right. And, I can attest to the luxury side of things, and definitely the comfort side of things. I'm sitting in one of your chairs right now, and it is very, very comfortable. Um, as you mentioned, 7 years ago or so, probably gaming chairs was even more so a luxury just because it wasn't that popular. And it was something that it's not what it is today, where almost everyone has one. Probably the
Yeah,
whole pandemic, the work from home,
that's right.
we start looking at ourselves. I think we've never looked at ourselves more individually and self care more than after the pandemic. It's
Agree.
become right. It's become a thing. But that being said, that switch into gaming chairs, the industry again now it's extremely competitive. There's just so many people working on and delivering gaming chairs.
Yes.
What are
Yep.
the challenges that you yourself faced with TT Racing?
Well, I think um, the challenges back then when TTRacing was first founded was, I think it's very, very different from what are the challenges today. From the very beginning, I think when we started TT Racing, it was probably like no one really know what a gaming chair is. And and to get people to buy into that idea, it was really, really tough. Imagine trying to convince someone to purchase something that they don't really understand. I think that those were the times that were this were the challenges. Back then, there were a lot more no's than yeses, because people just do not really understand the product, and it felt like we were constantly like hitting barriers. Um, and I would say that realistically speaking, it was hard to break through a market that didn't really know that it needed us yet. I think the consumers, the market wasn't really ready for a product like that. And that was, I think, my world when I first started um, TT racing. And then right now, after so many years, after 7 years, gaming share has evolved a lot, definitely. I think the challenge right now, like what you mentioned, there are a lot of companies that are coming in with like gaming chairs. You can see like various brands that are not really in the gaming chair um, business would also want to create a gaming chair. Um, I think how do you actually stay ahead here? It's really it goes beyond just launching a new product. Um, and I think that for us at TT Racing, this is what we are really good at. Um, you can have like a lot of technology behind a chair. You can have um, the crazy specs that goes into the chair that probably the users would probably just use it for 2% of the time. I think this is not what we do here. We are really good at listening to our customers. We are really good at building according to what is really needed in a particular product. And especially when it comes to budget, it has to fit into most of the market's budget and not just the top tier, higher spenders budget. Um, and yeah, so I think these are the challenges right now. It is challenging for anyone that would just come into this business and say, let's just build a gaming chair and then try to market it. I think, typically speaking, it wouldn't last long because there isn't much that goes behind the brand, the thoughts, and typically it's just another product. Like what you said, it's just another gaming chair. I think for TT Racing, we have been lucky that we understand our users a lot. We have been lucky to have all these advocates for the brand that, and we really take that feedback very seriously. Whenever there is a comment about a product or just about anything about our operation, our company, we take it very, very seriously. because those are the voices that are really, really helpful for us to understand uh, uh, the product, and not just the product, and to understand our users.
I think that's very well said, and it's always great to hear that consumer voices are being heard, and I think that's very important. And what's very impressive as well is your lineup. And when I go to your website and I see the SKUs and I look at all the different licenses that you have as well, it not just the model of chairs, but the different designs, um, the different IPs that you guys have, the designs. They really really look good. And you can tell
Thank
that
you.
there's a lot of work and a lot of business savvy that has gone into that as well. So around those lines, what bit of advice would you give to a budding entrepreneur today, whether it's in a saturated market or one that's brand new and you're trying to break into? What kind of advice would you give someone like that?
Well, I think um, if there is only one most important criteria here, I would say it's about finding the right people to build um, a company together. People that share the same vision and also the passion to what the company is doing. And I think that there is a limit to what an individual can do um, to building a business or building a company. Um, Upon a certain level, you would definitely need these people to be around you um, to take it to the next level. And I know that this is easier said than done, but I think it's really necessary. Um, with a great team, I think when the team really understand that why the company is doing this, um, that's where great things would happen. There'll be times where the teams would have different perspective about different things, different views about different problems, but those are fine because those are a lot of communication. That those are a lot of critical thinking, but most importantly, that the people really understand the fundamental of the company and maybe just the history of why we exist, why TT Racing exists as a company. They have to be able to think that whatever they do would have a huge impact um, um, to the users that we serve. And they would also have to know that they are able to achieve their respective goals and that all this come together to help the company to achieve at a bigger goal. So the team is really, really crucial. And I would say if for any entrepreneur, aspiring entrepreneur, um, first thing, of course, is about yourself. You have the goals, you have the vision, yes. But what's next is that you really need to find these people to be alongside that they will fight together with you. They understand what we're doing, and it's just it's just excellent to work with people around, work with people like that. Um, and I think that this is what it takes to grow a company exponentially.
I think those are very, very wise words. Um, um, Very, very true words as well. Thank you very much for that. I mean, seriously, um, what's next for TT Racing? Like you mentioned, you've progressed or not just on or evolved or build your skills more than just the gaming chairs. You've got your smart desks. What's next? What can customers expect from you?
Right. I think we will stick to what we believed in, which is to serve the large group of users in the most affordable way possible. So when we're building any particular product, that is non-negotiable for us. You have to build something that is innovative, and you have to build something that is affordable at the same time. And I think that is what the users expect out of TT Racing, right? Whenever TT Racing launch a new product, first thing is that it looks great, it's functional. Um, the whatever functions that the product that can provide you, it's probably something that you would use like 90% of the time. And when you look at any other products in the market, it is really affordable. And if you were to compare it at a price level to look for any other substitute product, it's probably very challenging for you to look for. I think this is what the market expect from TT Racing, that it has to be both innovative and affordable. In terms of product line, we started out as a gaming chair company, and after that, we expanded into now we have the smart desk. Now we have the ergo chair as well. The reason for that is that um, we have been 7 years in this industry, and we have seen users that grow old together with TT Racing. So someone who was probably 25 would be 33 right now. And at 25 years old, that user will probably, was similarly fascinated by gaming chair. But at 33 years old, is probably a lot more mature and a lot more professional, and prefer something that is um, more mature in a product, or I would say more um, that fits better into most setting, right? And that's why we have the ergo chair. Um, there were people that really love the ergonomic um, aspect of the company, but they will grow out of gaming chair someday. And when we had the ergo chair, that was what we were asking ourselves as well. We started out as gaming chair. We do not really want to be labeled as a gaming chair company. Um, we want to make sure that our users would have that we are able to provide a product line, a lineup that is able to grow with them, um, and and that we always have something for them, no matter whether it's gaming chair, whether it's ergo chair, whether it's professional, whether it's fun, whether it's stylish, whether it's funky. We always have something that fits into for our users, um, and that comes back to our core mission, which is to serve a large group of audience, a large group of users with our ergonomic product, and that fits into the budget, that fits seamlessly into their homes. So, whenever we're building a new product, those are the things um, that we adhere to, and we do not deviate from these principles. And I think that is probably the reason why we have a huge fan base and advocate, because we are very clear with what we are doing here, and that when people look at a product, they know that it will be something that fit into their life. It's just a matter of which stage of their life.
I hope I never outgrow my need for gaming chairs. I want, in that aspect, I want to remain young, or at least youthful at heart and in mind. And I think one of the reasons why TT Racing has got a very huge fan base is because you make quality products. And well, if you're listening to this on Spotify or Google or Apple Podcasts, pop onto the Just Saying Asia website. We've done a review on the Swift X Pro, one of TT Racing's gaming chairs. And the truth is, I found it fantastic. I'm sitting on it right now. Henry, thank you very much for taking the time and spending a little bit of your afternoon with us on this episode of Just Saying With. And wishing you all the best and a happy, very happy new year. And what for the next upcoming year of the
Thank you very
dragon
much.
year.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Thank
All
you.
right, Henry, take care. Goodbye.
Thanks, man. Thanks, Zach. Bye.